Hello, and I guess welcome back to the Somewhat Podcast. I mean, I don't know. This isn't really a podcast, it's just more of me fucking around, seeing what's up. I don't really have anything to do right now, so we're playing Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. And it's not really going to be focused on the game. As you guys know, if you've seen the last episode of this series that came out a few months ago, you'll know that it's mainly just me talking. Anyway, the reason I'm making this episode today is because my neck hurts very bad. I am sitting in my computer, or not in my computer, that would be awesome though. Sitting at my computer, and I had to call out of work because my neck hurts and I can't really move. But, I'm just sitting down, and hopefully there's not a lot of neck movement in getting over it. I don't think there is, but, you know, we're up for whatever. So let's just start with our first run here. As you all know, this is good. It never goes very well on your first as anyway. As I was saying, usually I end up resetting very quickly in this game, but I'm just gonna commit to a run, and we'll see how it goes. Even if it's bad, I'm gonna try to just do one. And yeah, I guess that's where we'll start for today. But right now, where I live, it's around probably like 11 a.m., maybe 11:15, somewhere in there. But it's a nice, bright, not so early morning, and the weather's been really beautiful outside. Now, I'm not usually, and my friends know this, I'm not usually like the weather's nice outside kind of guy, but lately the weather has been very nice, and something about it is just it's very tranquil. It's helping me get through life a little bit. It's just nice. Because even when the financial stress of having to call out of work 2 days in a row hits you, then you at least the weather is fucking nice outside. Woohoo! Yay! Anyway, so as I was saying, I had my 17th birthday pretty recently. The last time I made one of these videos, I was 16, and I am officially a big year old. Um, it's October 29th is my birthday, for the lore of people who are interested in me 10 years from now. Um, yeah, I'm not exactly a big celebrator on my birthday. I guess all I really did, I worked. Oh my gosh, yeah, I worked on my birthday just so that I could have a little bit of extra cash. That's how much money means to me, at least right now. Maybe in the future other things will be more important. Right now, my priority list goes like my girlfriend, my family. I know that's fucked up, but if you were me, you'd understand why. And then like money. Oh, and somewhere in there, like add school, but also like I'm 17, I'm graduating early this year, which is something that I forgot to mention, I guess. I am graduating early this year. I'm trying my best to get all of my credits so that I can have an extra year to save up, because I want to do the same thing that my dad is doing, which is just like truck driving, I guess, and my uncle's doing it too, and it's very lucrative apparently. So hopefully I can get into that, start making a little bit of cash, and you know, hopefully that works out. I do say hopefully because I'm not sure. As with many things in life, I'm not very sure. But yeah, I'm trying my best out here. And right now, I think it's going pretty well. I think my friends and I are planning on moving in together, not very soon, but like we've talked about it a lot. So by the time I'm 18, by the time they're 18, so maybe like a year and a half, maybe like 2 years from now, we should all be moved in, and I'll live by myself, or not by myself, but I'll live away from my dad. Is like the main thing. I just don't wanna. I don't want to be I don't know. Everyone knows, like, when you're a kid, it's shitty. It's really shitty being told what to do, like, a lot. But my dad, thankfully, ever since I got, like, my first job, he's been very, very hands off, and he doesn't really fuck with me anymore. Like, he just leaves me alone, lets me do my own thing, and I make the right choices most of the time. So, I'd say his parenting style has prepared me for life way better than any other parenting style I could have asked for. Not only am I happy, but like out of all the friends that I know, If my dad suddenly disappeared, I know I would be fucking way better off than like most of the people that I know, at least in my school. Like I'm not really friends with anyone in my school though, so that's the thing. Like I go to a very small school. I don't like the people in my school in general. I don't know why. They just happen to all be shitty, and that's not because I'm like, oh, you haven't tried to meet them all. There are like 10 people, uh, and like I know almost all of them. At least in my class, like in my school, like year in junior year, there are quite a few people, or not that many people. That's what I meant to say. I got a little distracted there when I fell down the fucking thing. Anyway, so there aren't that many people, but I know that those people are getting like coddled by their parents, and like they're gonna be screwed. Like when they turn 18, life's gonna hit them like a truck, and that's just gonna be how it is. And I think that personally, I will be way better off in that regard. Mainly because I'm gonna be sacrificing the year of like 17 to 18 for financial gain, because I'm gonna just try to work as much as I can this year, start getting my money up, not my funny up, and some of y'all know what that's about. Okay, I tried to growl, but like I can't. I just sounded like a fucking anyway. Um, yeah. So basically, I'm trying to save up. I have like $3,000 right now. Not that much, but like for my age, it's pretty good. And it's all my money that I have earned. My family's too poor to help me, which I don't expect help from them, so it's okay. But what aggravates me is that other people do expect help, and not only do they expect help, they actually get help from their parents, and not just like a little bit of help. I'm talking like full ass fucking. You get a car. You get a car. Like that's some bullshit to me. Like I think that you should like once you're 16. I think honestly like start working for yourself. Like start making your own you, because you're gonna have to start getting used to that type of lifestyle of providing for yourself. And then as soon as you turn like 18 or whenever your parents decide to kick you out of the house, which may be in your 20s, or maybe they'll never let you, or maybe they'll never kick you out of the house. But when that happens, whenever you're ready to be independent, you're gonna be, you'll be better off because you decided to try it when you were younger, to just get used to that lifestyle. And honestly, I don't see any downfall or any downside in me being so independent already. Like I have a car that I drive now. It's not my car yet, which is really funny that I'm saying that, because like, oh, you're getting a lot of help from your family, but here's the thing, it's like the family car, and I'm only going to be using it until I'm 18. So for less than a year, yes, I get to use this car while I pay for insurance on it and pay for the gas for it and pay for like headlights, other shit that I need to repair for it. So in a way, it is literally completely my car. I am paying for it in every fucking way, but it's not my car and I don't get to keep it. But that's the thing. I've saved up enough to where I'm trying to buy a car. Anyway, so let me get back onto what I was saying about me having the $3,000. So I have like $3,000, and I think that's enough because I know some people who know some people, and they could probably get me a car for about that much, or a little cheaper, and it would be not a very good car, and I'm willing to accept that. I don't really care for like the fancy things in life. I just want to have decent car, but I'm willing to accept that. I'll take that car, and I'll get my life started with that point A to point B type car, and but the problem is that the reason why I'm spending this year for financial gain is because I'm trying to get a CDL license, like I said, which to go to school for costs a few $1,000s. Also, thank you, GG Easy. We win our first run. Sub 8 minutes. That's pretty fucking bad. I'm not gonna lie, but 69 wins, that instantly makes up for it. Um, so let's try to do a little better than that. Jeez, my neck is starting to hurt again. But yeah, I'm trying to save up for a CDL, and when I get a CDL, I'm gonna start going, doing some things in real life, and I should be making a few $1,000s a year. And honestly, that's my life's plan. That's my plan for my early adulthood. I plan on just get my money up, a few $1,000s here, a few $1,000s there. And I consider myself very frugal and very smart with my money. So I know that I will find a way for this money to work for me. I plan on buying a few cars, renting those cars out. Like, I'm not running in this hamster wheel forever. That's the thing. Some people like to just live their lives and then be like 60 years old and then like still working. Hell nah, bro. By the time I'm 40, I'm gonna be like fucking mad bitches, except only one because I don't know. I don't even want that lifestyle. But you know what I'm saying. I will be living a very free, liberating lifestyle. But it will be something that I'll have to work for the first few years of my life or of my adulthood. But knowing me, like I'm pretty confident. Like I'm built different. Man, so here's a little off-topic thing. I don't really believe in college, but and you may be saying like, oh, but aren't you gonna have to go to college to go get like the CDL thing? And yes, but it's not the same type of college where like bachelors, associates, all these like other bullshit degrees that like don't actually indicate your knowledge of the field that you're in, or your practical experience with it. Anyway, it's a technical school, Sheridan Technical. It's in Florida. Look it up. Also, I may or may not live near there. You may not know. I will not tell you. But anyway, I plan on going there for my CDL, and it's gonna take me a few months to get it, which whatever. I plan on doing that, but it's gonna cost a few $1,000s, and that's the main problem. So that's why I'm saving up. And yeah, that's just the major focus of my life right now. Um, Geez, let's shift here. I have like a lot of stories, man. A lot of shit has happened since the last time. Like I've been able to see my girlfriend a lot more, talk to her. Um, I kind of think of this as like talking to a friend, Like these videos are like I pretend that I'm talking to like my best friend, but he's just like trapped behind a glass wall and he can't say anything. My best friend probably will watch this at some point because I will tell him and he'll probably put it on like a Northern Lion video or something. I don't know. But oh yeah, I just made a reference and assumed that everybody got it. Yeah, okay, good job me. Northern Lion. If you don't know Northern Lion, I don't know why you're watching my video. It's very similar in style to his. Go check him out. This is a little shout out. The smaller channel, obviously being Northern Lion here, he can get a little bit of help from me. Um, he just makes videos where he basically it's a stream of consciousness. If I had to put it in my own words, it's not necessarily any type of actual entertainment, and that's kind of what I'm into. I don't know why, but ever since I started watching him, like I've seen one of his first videos I saw when I was like 14, but I really didn't start getting into him until I was like late into like being 15 and then like around being 16 and throughout late 16 and 17 and early 17 I've been very into watching his type of content. And it's basically just like he posts 8 hours of content a day, and I just kind of sit there and eat it up. And you may be thinking like, hey, why not go to Twitch? Um, I don't know though. Like I hate Twitch streams. I can't sit through a fucking stream. It kills me. And like I can't be one of those aha papega in the chat. Like it makes me want to die. But when I see his videos on YouTube and they're like 2 hours long and he's posted like three of them in the last 5 minutes, I'm like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing tonight. But I don't know why. That's just kind of how I am. Anyway, jeez, my neck. Where was I? Man, I know I'm just like bringing up concepts and then I'm just like, oh, next, 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 next. But anyway, hey, let's actually put a little focus into the video game. Maybe I can pass this. But anyway, so that's basically what I expected to happen as soon as I talk about like putting effort into the game. And it takes too much mental effort to play video games, in my opinion. I don't know how he talks. He being Northern Lion, he just talks all the time, like throughout his video games. I guess it's because he plays the game so much that it becomes completely subconscious for him. Like if you watch him, and I'm about to go on like another 10-minute rant, but if you watch him for uh like what's it called? If you watch him for his Isaac content, the Binding of Isaac, Afterbirth, Rebirth, whatever it's called, um, dude, he just like for the last 10 years straight, like half an hour to an hour of Isaac a day, and he just talks. Is it barely ever talks about the game? But that's just why I call it a stream of consciousness because he says things as they happen. And as a wise man once said, or not very wise at all because it's a really stupid quote, as it happens, it does. If you understand where that's from, you're wild. But if you don't, then don't worry, don't sweat it. Anyway, Can we just all say here, as a white male, I am a white male in America. Yes, you could probably tell based on my YouTube thing. Um, I'm just saying, like, Cheez-Its are kind of white people fuel. Like, I can't lie. If you've ever had a Cheez-It in your life, as maybe it's not the same for other races, but like, man, I'm a Cheez-It guy. I didn't used to be into Cheez-Its, and it's kind of weird. But then I started having some because my dad is obviously like, my dad just brought some home, and he was like, hey, guys, try some Cheez-Its. And I was like, oh, these are okay. And then, like, over a few months, I was like finding myself eating them every 5 minutes, and I'm like, damn, I'm eating Cheez-Its every day. Same goes for spicy food for me, like Takis, but I don't really like the other flavors of Takis. I just like regular Takis. But I can't find myself relating to those memes where people are like, "Oh, haha, white people think mayo is spicy, haha." It's like, bro, I literally be eating like nuclear fucking waste, and I'm like, where's the hot? Where's the hot? But anyway, him me. But I try to satisfy my search for what the fuck just happened. I try to satisfy my search for spicy food that doesn't taste like shit, and I mean, it's going well so far. I tried these volcano shrimp the other night. Oh my god, oh my god. And I went and got sushi with my girlfriend the other day. Oh my god. I forget what the place is called. I really it sucks that I forget because I would honestly go there by myself. I could probably just ask her what it's called cuz she told me how to get there. But dude, there was this I think I had the favorite food, like, or my favorite food that I've ever had is at this one place a few days ago. It's called teriyaki shrimp. And or not teriyaki shrimp. What am I saying? Teriyaki sushi. And that shit actually, like, 10 out of 10. Maybe the best food I have ever had ever. Just right there. And there was some spicy mayo on it, and I can't say I'm a unenjoyer of spicy mayo. Like, spicy mayo go a little hard. I can't lie. And that's just how I view uh, food, I guess. I am just, and I have this. I wish I knew how to articulate it. But I think Bo Burnham's song of can like one of the lines in this song is like, "Can I interest you in everything all of the time?" Is such a good way of describing the internet, Because at any time you could just have people like me who are just non-stop talking and just like I am talking forever, and it's not gonna stop. And unfortunately for you, you're in the video, so you're gonna have to just suffer through it unless you leave, which in which case I will cry because there goes my YouTube monetization. And yeah, I'm just gonna act like I have monetization with like 10 views. Um, no, but I like when people watch my content. But I think that it's such like a disgusting, fucking filthy cesspool of people that just gather around and like participate in this circle jerk of like how much content can you consume in a day, and it's like, I don't know. The internet is very very easy to slip into like a trap, you know. It's very easy to just find yourself stuck in it. And one thing that I notice is like girls in general, at least like in my personal experience, have had like a lot less of a problem with that. Like I all the guys that I know are like constantly, they're video gaming whatever. My sister was completely like, I don't know, fucking away from all types of online content and internet until about 2 years ago when TikTok came out. And it's really sad because I don't find any entertainment value in TikTok, like, at all. I just don't think, almost none of them are funny to me, blah blah blah. I don't know why. Wait, that did not feel like 10 minutes. Anyway, I guess this is going to be a no reset run, okay? We're just going. So anyway, I make these videos when I'm home alone, and honestly, I'm not home alone very often. So, I don't really get to make these videos all that often. And really the thing is, like, I'm home alone sometimes, but like when I'm home alone, I'd rather just not make videos because, I feel like it takes a little bit of effort. And by effort, I mean I just sit here for like 45 minutes and talk. So it's really not that bad. And yes, I do think that it's really disgusting that I like can't work up the motivation to do practically anything for myself other than like work and some other things. Like I do think it's pretty sad, and that it's socially acceptable in this day and age to not put in effort in a lot of things such as like video, like content making. I believe that like yes, you should be able to take breaks when you want, but also you should treat it like if you have a large audience, maybe you should treat it like it's a job, because even though that may be fun for you and that makes sense because you're supposed to enjoy content making while you're doing it, like you are kind of relying on it for like money. And man, I saw this one content creator, I will not say who, but fucking he had like a donation thing, like a GoFundMe because he was taking a break, and I was like, oh my god, this is genius, but also like really, and like I didn't check how well it did, and whatever, but he's a very small YouTuber, does mainly like Battle Cats content. It's like what? Anyway. Oh, jeez. My neck hurts so bad right now. Slip in the personal detail. Orange is supposed to be like the hardest part of the game, but like I maybe fall here once every 200 runs because my. Alright, so as I say that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to say it. But like orange is not that hard. The main problem that I have with orange is just cuz I like to rush because as you see by my gold pot, I'm a little bit of a speed runner. I do be going a little fast. This is the only game that I actually have sped run. Yeah, speed ran. Spe- Good job me. I think my personal record time is like jeez, it's like 4 minutes 15 seconds. But that's when I used to actually run this game. Now I just kind of I'm just playing to play, like just so that I have something. I was thinking like, what games do I have that I could easily talk over? Because before this, oh my God, before this, I tried to I streamed or not streamed. I recorded for like an hour of just me playing this hardcore Minecraft like mod pack, and it was not really a let's play, but like I couldn't really talk because it was really distracting. But I fucking died, and I'd spent maybe like 30 hours in the world, so it kind of sucks. And you may be like, oh, 30 hours, blah blah blah. But also think about it, like 30 hours is some fucking time to spend in a world. That's some time, man, and it hurt. It hurt a lot because I fell into lava, and as soon as I fell into the lava, like the way that it works in the mod pack is like you can't build in lava. You can't place blocks in source blocks of lava, and I only had one bucket on me, and by the time that I thought to like grab the shit, like grab the lava and then go under the lava to go place more water, like I was fucked. And I just died, and I was like, man, what a shitty way to die. In real life and in the video game, really. But oh my god, could you imagine dying in the? But it sucked, and I was really mad, and I finished my recording, and I ended up not being satisfied with the video, which tells you something, because, like, do you see the content you're watching right now? Do you see it? It's not very high effort, so if I wasn't satisfied by that, you probably wouldn't be satisfied by that. Yeah, anyway. Um, I was thinking about, like, editing a video and, like, actually putting, like, a lot of effort into one video just to see, like, what if I spent like $100 on a video just to see like I could get an editor, someone to do like a voiceover, you know, and just see what's up. But maybe maybe some other time. Honestly, if I were ever going to stream and do YouTube, I'd probably do it after I move out, sometime in my 20s, and when I have like a whole setup. Honestly, optimally, I would just stream Osu all day because I really like playing Osu, and also like I think the culture is fun. Everyone else that like a lot of the people who play the game, at least like active players, I find them to be fun. Other streamers I find to be fun. So like if I were a streamer, I definitely enjoy meeting and like talking to some of those like high ranking, more fun players. But that's just yeah, when you're in the content creation business, you meet a lot of people. I guess that's just how it goes. But I'm not I don't have a huge network of people, so it would be kind of awkward for me. Like I'd have to get like decently big at streaming, and then someone would have to like reach out to me, or I'd have to reach out to them, and it'd be kind of awkward, you know. But now I don't want anyone thinking I got like a parasocial relationship going on, because I definitely do not, and I don't watch streamers like that. I think I maybe consume like some YouTube content occasionally. Okay, I'm saying aside from Northern Lion, who I watch literally every day for like at least 3 hours, I consume some other internet content. I don't know why I watch his content so much. I think it's just I don't know. I like hearing someone who sounds like they know what they're doing in life, and like he has a kid and all this shit. Like I like hearing someone who has like their life together. I just like hearing them talk and like give some advice. It's very interesting to me. Fuck man, my neck. Oh, I'm so dead. Okay, unless that meteor just wants to clutch up and save. Okay, I mean I could have done a little better. Are you serious? Don't drag me back to the bottom. I don't want to go there. It's a dirty, dark, nasty place. Okay. So anyway, I guess life comes at you fast and then it's over. That's the theme. As I've turned 17, I've noticed I am treated with a lot more respect than I was. That's a little better than our first run. By my family in general. Now that I have like a car and everything, like I used to not be able to just leave my family gatherings like when I felt like it. I obviously like I had to wait for my dad or I had to wait for someone to drive me home. But now that I have my own car, or not my own car, but like a car that I'm allowed to use until I'm 18, and I do plan on buying my own car by the way, within like the next few months actually probably. But you know, now that I have that going on for me, they just I say something and there's no like second questions. They're just like, "Okay, yeah, you do you. You're a guy." And I'm like I'm really starting to enjoy it because I feel like I'm being treated the way that I actually want to be treated, not some bullshit where they're like coddling me and just trying to make me feel better. But, you know, that is how that's how it goes. I also like having the luxury of like being able to pick up my friends and just do whatever. Like I casually just drive over to my girlfriend's house and my dad's just like, "Okay." He'll call me sometimes and be like, "Hey, where are you?" And I'm like, "I'm here." And he'll be like, "Okay." He doesn't even get mad. And it's great because I personally I feel like it's a privilege that I get to enjoy, but at the same time, like you can't I don't even think he's a bad dad for that. Like you can't fault him because I'm not doing anything wrong. Like I'm enjoying my life, first of all. So that's like a plus for me. And also like how the fuck are you going to say I'm doing anything wrong if like I'm completely responsible. I have a lot of shit on my plate and I'm doing well. Like I got straight A's last quarter in school. If that's a metric that you want to measure success by at my age, then I'm doing phenomenal. And also financially, I don't know many other people my age that have as much money as me, and it's all because I'm putting in work. Not saying that I'm rich or anything like that. I'm just saying I am I'm saying I've earned what's going on right now. I personally feel. And a lot of people don't earn it, but they still get it. And then a lot of people deserve to be treated with respect and allowed to be free. Like my one friend that his parents fucking hate him and don't let him do anything, even though he's like a really good guy and tries to do shit for himself. But you know, sometimes sometimes people just get upset that I have like the privilege of basically being free. But then you think about it and you're like, okay, when you turn 18, you're going to be free too. I'm just lucky that my dad isn't a fucking psychopath and lets me do what I want to do within reason, you know? Because, oh, you guys may not know. It's actually pretty popular among the kids these days to do drugs and use weed, do all these things. But I don't really do that. Because, like I said, my family, I think I may have said this in the last video. If not, then my family's very fucked up when it comes to that. And I have a family that has like addictive tendencies, so I'm not really interested in going down that road. I'm going to be a little smarter than they were. I'm going to learn from their mistakes and not do that because holy shit, why the fuck would I do that? But I have some friends that do that kind of stuff, and for all of my friends like that, I don't I don't judge them really. I think that what they're doing is like kind of stupid sometimes, but I'm not gonna like make them feel bad for it, and they'll learn. Like they'll not saying like, oh, I'm some god who knows everything, but like it's pretty obvious. Like if you keep going down some terrible path, eventually I will either help them because I love them and care about them, like my super close friends, or I'll just or they'll learn themselves. But they it's not like they're completely sheltered to the world and they're just trying it out just to try it out. Like they know what the fuck they're doing. So I mean, hopefully this doesn't hurt them in any way in the future. That's all I can say. Because it puts me in an awkward situation sometimes. Because I don't want to be the guy that's like, hey man, it makes me uncomfortable that you're like doing this around me. Because it really doesn't. Like, if I'm being honest, it doesn't make me uncomfortable when someone like smokes weed around me or if someone uses, like, I don't know. Unless you're on like crack or some shit, I'm not going to be uncomfortable. What makes me uncomfortable is when they like offer it to me, because then I'm like, all right, like you could have just left it at that. And there was one guy that I told him like, hey, don't offer me anything, and then he offered me something. I instantly lost respect for him, and like, I'm just like, dude, you need to be way fucking better at listening to me, like, just about my like, just respect me personally, please. You know. But I don't really talk to that guy anymore. Neither does my other friend. You may know who this man is. If not, I will explain later. Um, yeah, I just personally, I don't care if people are doing things that they shouldn't around me necessarily. What I don't like is just when they try to get me involved, because then I'm like, all right, it's not enough that you had to go fuck up a little part of you. You got to try to bring me into it. It's whatever. And I'm not. I mean, that definitely sounds worse than I meant for it to sound, but also, like, me, just get over it. I put things very bluntly. That's it's a double-edged sword. I don't know if it's a curse or a blessing cuz personally I'm very blunt with things. I've always been very blunt with things. If someone tells me that they disagree with me, I like to figure out why. I'm not going to sit there and just sit like fucking submissive and just let them bully me with their opinions. I don't give a shit who you are. Like you could be, I don't know. You could be, for instance, my girlfriend's mom, and you're totally hypothetically, this never happened. Totally hypothetically, trying to drive me home while I believe that you're under the influence of alcohol, and you expect me to just be okay with it because you're in some position of authority. Well, no, fuck you. Actually, I'm not going to let you just big dick your way around things. I'm going to tell you as it is and tell you I'm uncomfortable with this. And maybe you shouldn't take it as a personal attack. See, that's one flaw that I think a lot of people have. A lot of people. And in my experience, like it has only been um so far I know like two guys with that flaw and like four girls with that flaw that I am close with somewhat, and I'm like, dude, I can't say anything around you or you just get really mad. Like one thing for example, and now smite me for saying this, but like my grandma. My grandma's a great person. I'm not gonna lie. My grandma, she really is. She's trying her best, and that's what I appreciate. When I needed structure in my life, from ages like 6 to 12, when my parents were like drunk, strung out with like alcohol and fucking drugs everywhere, you know what I'm saying? Like they were mad fucked up. My grandma was there to save the day with my grandpa, and she gave me structure until I was about 12, and she let me fit into this little box, and that's great for when you're like, you know, 6 to 12. When you need some morals and you need some understanding of how to behave, and someone is very strict and barely gives any ground to you, that's a great thing for you as a child when you're in those ages. But around like 13 to 14, it really started to bother me because I was like, I want to start hanging out with my friends. I want to start doing all these other things that my friends are able to do, but you're not letting me do it for some reason. And it wasn't because I was doing anything bad. It's just because she didn't want me, like, it really made it seem like she didn't want me to be happy sometimes. And it was weird because she would conflict how she would act with what she would say. And she would also, like, try to take me to, like, Busch Gardens and Universal, which is an amazing thing. And I'm very happy that she tried to do all that. But it's just like, I feel like that doesn't really make up for the fact that when I ask for things on a normal daily basis, it's just like almost always no. Or when I try to say something, she'll find a reason to argue with me or something. And it's just so annoying. It's very aggravating. But now that I don't live with her, we have a much better relationship. Like we used to be at each other's throat. I can't lie. We were really like fighting all the time when I was like 12 and she's like a 60-year-old woman because like I don't know. I wanted, with my personality type, like I said, I will say it to you how it is. And with her personality type, she's very similar, but she takes everything personally. So I can't say how it is because she'll fucking take it as like a personal attack, and then she'll start crying or some shit. And I'm like I don't mean to make my grandma cry. That's not what this is about. This is about me wanting to get like chicken tenders from, I don't know, like a Busch Gardens or something, or Olive Garden, like. And this is about something very trivial, and it gets very cloudy, complicated for no reason. And one example of this, I think earlier earlier this week, around Thanksgiving, because it's Thanksgiving of 2021, around there. I talked to my grandma, and I think, okay, I'm gonna talk a little bit out of my ass here because I don't really remember what happened, but I made a comment about something, and I'm just gonna say it was food. I'm not sure if it was food, but I was like, I think I said that one food was better than another food. Now she'd cooked both of these foods, but she took it as a personal attack, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, wow, this stuffing is like really good, and then like later I was like, I mean, this is okay, but it's not that bad, or it's not as good as the stuffing. I said something to that degree, and she was like, oh really? You don't like my stuffing? You don't like my cooking? And I was like, bro, did I say that? Or she was like, you don't like my corn souffle, but you like my stuffing. You do not like my cooking. Is that how this works? And I'm like, Grammy, like, come on, man. That's not how this. This is not what this means. This means that sometimes I want to not. I don't know. I want to not have to argue about everything, and I want to just be like, yeah, this food's really good because you like asked for my input, and then when I tell you, yeah, this the stuffing that you made, 10 out of 10 stuffing. That corn souffle could use a little work, but it's not bad. And then you take it as some personal attack. I'm like, I feel like I can't say anything around you. And here's another example, the better example. So this totally didn't happen, but I was with my girlfriend and my girlfriend's mom, and she tried to drive me home drunk. And as I've said, this is totally a story that I am fabricating. It definitely did not happen, but she tried to drive me home, and I had a sneaking suspicion that she was under the influence because first of all, I saw her drink 2 shots and at least 2 beers within like less than 2 hours, and that was only when I was there watching her. I was there for 45 minutes total, probably, or maybe like an hour and 15 minutes, somewhere in there, where I was actually like actively looking at her. And then like my girlfriend and I walked on this golf course, and we were just chilling, having a good time. And then that was probably like another hour or 45 minutes of us just walking. So who knows what else she did in that time. So I'm like upset because I have past trauma with this type of thing, and I have been in a car with a drunk driver, and it's not a very fun experience, and I don't want to do that again. So like forgive me for being like, "Hey, I don't really feel comfortable with this." She took it as like I'm an asshole because I thought that she was irresponsible or that she couldn't drive because she was under the influence. And that's how she fucking took it. And I was like, "Bro, yeah, it's about to get personal. You're about to get like called stupid because Jesus Christ, I'm not calling you irresponsible personally. All I'm saying is that like in this one situation, I feel more comfortable with taking an Uber or something because I'm not confident in your driving skills while you're under the influence, which isn't even like that insulting. Any other rational person in that situation would be like, oh, okay, if you're not comfortable with it, that's fine. I'm going to do me though. They wouldn't take it as like, oh, you're such an asshole. You can't let me fucking drive you somewhere while I'm drunk. I'm gonna try to make you feel like you're a piece of shit. And that really grinded my gears. And we got into like a huge fight, and basically she made it a lot harder to see her, even though I do just kind of, I see her when I can. I'm not going to say what that means, just in case. But, I do see her when I can. And that's just how it goes. Um, Also, that was all totally hypothetical and definitely did not happen. So just keep that in your mind. Totally not a real story that actually happened and really upset me. Anyway, yeah. So I was getting a little passionate. I know. But I vent through this thing sometime. It's always awkward starting these. And so like my first video, I literally started when I was like 10 or 20 minutes into recording it, cuz I was like, I'm going to just take like start in the middle of it while I'm having a conversation with myself, so that it doesn't sound so awkward with like the hello everybody, we're playing Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. And eventually, you see, it took me a few minutes, but I feel like I got over that awkwardness just because I'm just talking now. You know, you ever think about like what it's like to be a YouTuber with like when you're by yourself, or a Twitch streamer and you're just talking, but it's literally just you, and there's like a digital audience obviously, but you're just kind of talking. There's no actual, oh my god, that was like terrible. There's no actual person there for you to interact with. There's no benchmark. For Twitch streamers, I feel like it's a lot easier cuz you have a live interaction from your audience, and you don't need to be entertaining all the time, and the people on Twitch know that, and they're like, "Hey, I only expect like a funny minute every like 6 hours." That's all they expect. And um you have a live at least reaction. So it is not necessarily like you have a live person reacting to you, but you do have more of like a someone's, or like you have the crowd like hive mind there to be like, "Oh, haha, you're so funny, Pog." And then you're like, "Okay, this is good. I should keep being funny for these people because they enjoy it, and this will help continue my content further." But on YouTube, it's a little different because you post and you don't get to see anyone's like reaction to your posts until it's posted. So like once it's out there, it's out there. It's not really going to go anywhere. Even if it gets deleted, most people like for some reason that shit just stays online. And you like obviously when you're on Twitch, if you say something stupid, like it happened. You got to do it. You got to make up for it in the future. But at least you have like a faster reaction than on YouTube, I think. At least on Twitch, they can tell you within a few seconds, "Hey man, not cool. You should probably stop doing that." And then you'll be able to react, and you'll be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, sorry." And then you'll like casually pivot into something else that's not as triggering to your audience. Whereas on YouTube, you kind of just got to feel it out yourself. You kind of just have to post. If someone likes your post, see, that's the thing. There are a lot of different people on YouTube. If someone likes your post or someone dislikes your post, you get to see it in the comments later, but also like it's already happened. And if you've been reliant on that form of content, you can get stuck in a trap. And that happens a lot. Like I saw this one YouTuber, Matt Shea, don't necessarily he's a very large YouTuber, at least he was, and he refuses to acknowledge that his channel is dying, whereas it may not be statistically dying, but at least it's not experiencing as much growth as it was. But the problem is, in his case, fuck, what am I saying? Matt is like a very large YouTuber, right? And I was going on about it, and it was kind of important. Shit, man, I hate that when this happens to me. I'm literally talking, and then like I get confused. Okay, let me retrace my steps. Twitch. Oh, there's a lot of different people on YouTube. Okay, we have the first thing, and okay, yeah. Yeah, like the trap. So Matt was stuck in a trap. Early in like I think it was 2016, he started playing this game called Battle Cats, and I have a problem. Basically, I have like 1,100 hours in Battle Cats, and I have played it for like 3+ years. I'm very sweaty in it, and I got into it because of Matt. But the thing is, he refuses to acknowledge that his channel has died, and he never like pivoted his content enough. And now that he's trying, it's like he'll do something that isn't Battle Cats, and like you can see on his face, like when he talks during those videos, he's like, "Hi guys, here's something that isn't Battle Cats," and it's really sad because like he'll get like a tenth of the views that he normally gets because everyone knows him as like, hey, that's the Battle Cats guy. He plays Battle Cats because he's been doing it for like 4 years. And now that's what I'm saying. You're stuck in a trap where like your whole channel is based on this one thing and you can't really pivot. And I think that that's just that's really shitty and it's really hard to get out of, which is why I think it's uh it's important to have fast feedback from Twitch or not Twitch necessarily. I don't know why I said Twitch, but it's important to have fast feedback from your audience and to listen to that feedback. If you're only I'm doing hand gestures, good job me. If you're only doing like Twitch, then you have a very quick reaction from your audience, basically instantaneous. They just tell you what's up and you're like, "Okay, I know I should pivot, I should not pivot, whatever." Oh wow, that was a fucking fast run anyway. And you know, it's pretty easy to not get stuck in a trap because it's easy to switch on Twitch. Like people on Twitch for some reason they have like the longest attention spans ever and they never get bored. I don't know how it happens, but you know what I'm saying? There are people who go on Twitch occasionally and they'll view and they'll stay for like 30 seconds and be like, "Oh, Ludwig didn't make me laugh in the first 30 seconds. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to leave." But then there are people who can just sit down and be like, Ludwig hasn't made me laugh in 6 hours. What a great streamer. I actually love this content. And, you know, they can just do that. On YouTube, you know, you get that slower reaction. Sometimes you could do community posts, which I think is a great thing that YouTube is doing. You know, I unfortunately do not have access to that. And even if I did, I don't think it would really matter because, like, the 5 people that watch my videos on a basis, not a daily basis, just on a basis, you know, they're not very they're not gonna care what I do. They're probably just gonna see my content and be like, "Oh my God, this is a video for my friend. I'm gonna click on it. This is so cool." Um, anyway, yeah, but to like put more effort into my content would be great, I think. But I can't work up the fucking motivation, and I think motivation is the most bullshit thing in life. I really do because some people really like some people just have it. Like some people just know. They're just like, I'm just gonna do this, and even if I don't like it, I can just do it. Whereas like me, like a lot of people can do that in school, even at where we're at. Like in junior year, they can just grind and they'll get like straight A's for like the last 3 years straight. I'm like, bro, I put my heart and soul into like getting straight A's last quarter, and then I felt nothing from it at all. I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like this doesn't make me happy at all. And then I just have like straight B's now because like I'm not trying. And luckily for me, I don't have to try very hard because call it intelligence, call it easy classes. I do not have a hard time in school. That's basically it. And luckily for me, I don't have to try that hard. But like Jesus Christ, I can't even imagine just grinding for straight A's literally every single quarter just to do it. Like where does that even get you in life? Then you get to go to a college, whoop de doo. But like I'm sure if you didn't get straight A's every single quarter, like you'd still go to a college. Unless you're going to like an Ivy League college, it doesn't matter what college you go to, in my opinion. Like it really does not matter that much. Like Broward College, the fucking what's it called? The pinnacle of low level college education is like it's still a degree, you know? Like I mean, you have to go to a university if you want to get anything that means anything. But to go to a university, like I'm sure there are some just not like universities that are not that hard to get into. Like there's no way that it's that bad. And I don't know. I don't think it's worth putting all the effort into getting straight A's, especially when I have other stresses in my life. Like I want to work, I want to get money, and then I want to do real life. I'm not trying to go to school for another like 4 to 8 years just to get a degree so that I can start making some money. Like I know that I can go for a few months at 18, get a CDL, and instantly start making like 4 times as much as I'm making right now. And then by the time I geez, good job me. By the time I turn 21, I'll be making a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? And I'm chilling. And that's all I really want from life is just to make some money and settle down with my girlfriend, who by the way we've been dating for like 3 years, so you know, like we're not going anywhere. I think we might get married anyway. You know, and then just start my life, and that would be great. Also, yeah, I did just slip in like a casual bomb of like, yeah, we might get married, but I think we will, honestly. Like we've been together 3 years. I don't see anything bad happening. Like we're super happy together. At least like I haven't seen any red flags yet. Maybe like the most concerning thing is just her family because her family doesn't like me. And I don't know why. I think it's just because I am so blunt, but I try my best to be like respectful. I really do. I'm not like a disrespectful punk. I just I can't sit there and like let someone who's wrong tell me that like I need to admit that I'm wrong. Like if she expects me to apologize to her for trying to not, have a drunk driver drive me home, then fuck you. Like actually fuck you, and I don't even care that we don't have a good relationship because you're a piece of shit. But, that's how that goes. A lot of people have problems with disrespecting other people's parents. And like I get that. It may not be your forte, but trust me, I have lots of experience in it. I'm very good. No, but I think it's bullshit that parents command a certain amount of respect from people who aren't their kids. Cuz it's like, dude, you're just a person. Like I know you put on this facade to look all like mature and shit, but like as I've gotten older, I have noticed that like you're just me but bigger. Like or not even bigger. Like I'm bigger than you most of the time cuz I'm fucking 6'1". But like you're just me but like older. That's it. There's nothing special about you. You're just me but older, and if you expect me to respect you just cuz you're older than me, then I mean, maybe you're the one that should be respecting me cuz you're just kind of stupid. Like seriously. But anyway, it pisses me off that in society it's like respect your elders. Yes, I agree to a point, but I do believe that respect is a two-way street, and that's a thing that a lot of people sleep on because they are taught from like birth and from their parents that like, yo, you will respect me or else, which is honestly just like I get it. For the first few years of your life that makes sense. But when you turn around like I don't know, maybe 14, 15, 16, just in that age range, I think it makes sense for respect to start becoming a two-way street. And by respect, I don't mean treat your kid as an authority. I mean treat your kid as a human. Treat your kid with respect and be like treat them in a way that like if you were in their shoes, you wouldn't piss them off for no reason. You would make them happy with the way that you treat them. That's all I mean. And by like respect is not a hard thing to give. It really isn't. If you're just, if you just help someone keep them happy or just accommodate someone a little bit, sometimes that means like sacrificing something that you like just to make the other person happy. Even if they are your kid and they're like, "Hey, can we go get ice cream?" And they're like, I don't know, and they're like 16 or maybe not trying to go get ice cream or maybe they want to like do something and you don't want to necessarily do it. Sometimes like making little sacrifices just to let them know that like, yeah, I care, or like, yeah, I give a shit about what you want, instead of just constantly being like, no, I'm the adult, is like it's probably the better thing to do, to treat them with some amount of like you'll do things for them. And also, respect could just mean like talking to them in a way that is not condescending. Because my dad talks to me in a way that is like we're almost equals, all right? And that I appreciate because he'll hear my opinions out. He'll consider my opinions genuinely. And then, if I have a stupid fucking opinion, sometimes I have a stupid fucking opinion. But like he's there to guide me in life, and I feel like that's what a parent's role is. You as a parent, your role is like, as much as it may pain you to hear this, your role is not to control your child. That's just not your job. Like your job until they're around 12 is to control your child. And I get that. Sometimes you need to collect them. But your job past that age is to guide them in life. It's to help them make decisions for themselves. And if you can do that successfully by the time they're like my age, they're like 17, 18, they're getting ready to move out, starting their own life. By the time that happens, they should be much better off in life than they would without you. And no one wants to hold their kid up. No one wants to keep them under lock and key, even though, like, I mean, I guess some parents must want to do that, but it doesn't make any sense. Like, if you want what's best for your kid, just saying, you should let them go, like, out with their friends. You should let them do some fun things in their teenage years because, like, being honest, they're not going to be able to do all that in the future when they're super responsible for everything. Like, it's not super realistic to always have some, like, I don't know, just be able to do some mystical getaway where you spend like 3 nights at your friend's house. It's just sometimes that can't happen. So I feel like it's good letting your kid get life experience and helping them, help them go through the motions, teach them some shit that matters. And another thing, speaking of shit that matters, you need like you need to teach them some basic fucking economic skills out here, cuz like people get turn 18 and like I said they'll be hit by a train cuz they just don't understand anything about the world and they never worked a job in their life. So now you're throwing all this stress on them, especially if you're one of those parents like that just kicks their kid out when they're 18 but like holds them up the whole time so they don't know how life even fucking works. Like that's maybe the worst thing you can do. And that's exactly what happened to my dad. And that's why he was so fucked for the first 20 years of his life. Cuz he was like completely like hold up, not hold up necessarily, but his his mom was my grandma and like I said she let him fit in a box. But the second he wanted to do anything that she didn't agree with, that was it. It was over. And it's a really shitty thing to do to your kid. And then when he turned 18, he got kicked out. Which is like what? That doesn't make any fucking sense. You're going to treat him like shit, not let him learn the basic like economics and how money works, how life actually works, not the schoolboy bullshit and then you kick him out when he's 18. Like that doesn't make any sense. If you want your kid to succeed, I think the best formula for succeeding is like until they're around 12, really like be harsh on them, don't let them get their way with tantrums and like just do be the selfish person until they're like 12. But then when you start to notice that they're cognizant of what's going on around them and they start being intelligent and having like decisions that they want to make for themselves, they have friends that they want to spend time with, maybe a girlfriend in their like later teens, then like maybe you compromise a little. Maybe you let them do what they want to do. And if they can prove to you that they're responsible, which they should be able to because you've instilled such strong morals in them at a young age, if they can prove to you that they're responsible, then, let them be more free. Let them be more free. And then, honestly, there should be no limit to the freedom that they have as long as they're not encroaching on someone else and as long as they're still making the right decisions and setting their life up pretty well. That's my opinion. Just like, even if they're 16 or even if they're 17, like they're basically an adult. They're almost like they're gonna have to fucking fend for themselves in a year or 2 years. Like, let them make their decisions. Let them be smart about how things get handled. And I don't think if they turn out to be a fuck up after that, it's not. You can't even say it's your fault because you did what's right. You taught them how to do things in life, and you also were there for them when they needed you in their early years, and you were hopefully there to let them make their own decisions and teach them some economics, all that shit. That's just my opinion. And I think that the formula to success also pretty decent run. Um, the formula to success for a kid should like honestly, I think that my path is pretty good. I've been exposed to a lot of things when I was very young, like a lot of drug use, a lot of real world shit, and it traumatized me. Until I was like age 9, I was subject to a lot of really fucked up things, and then you know, I got a little older and then I started learning how all that really happened, how it affected me, what really like went on in the world, and just how you can so easily fall into the traps of like drug abuse and addiction in general. And it's like now that I know that and now that I've learned that, I don't know if that necessarily prepares me better for life. I think it may, but I don't even think that's a necessary like you don't need to subject your child to that for them to be successful. I don't think that's a necessary component. You could keep them sheltered from all that bad shit, obviously keep them informed, but don't, maybe don't have them personally experiencing like your dad and his abusive girlfriend like she runs in the room with like a black eye and then she's like, "Hey, look what your dad did to me," when you're like 7, like maybe don't like subject your kids to that. But you can subject them to like, here, this is a formal conversation about how drugs can affect you, and keep them informed and be like, hey, look, like in your later life, you might do this. I don't think that you want to because these are the effects, and I'm just telling you, like maybe if you have personal examples to draw upon, like maybe you don't want to be like your fucking Uncle Lenny and he's just like, he's a crackhead under a bridge somewhere. Like maybe you don't want to do that. But I think that when they turn around like 14, 15, like 8th grade, you need to start giving them a lot of independence. A lot of like, you do you. I'll leave you alone for the most part unless you need my help. And my dad said something one time and I was like, that's fucking genius. He was like, geez, what am I saying? I literally hate myself. Okay. It was really funny because he was talking to my sister, and my sister was like, "Hey, Dad, my boyfriend and I want to go on like a date, right?" And it was really funny, but he was like, "Okay, you guys can go on a date." And then she was like, "All right, can you drive us?" And he was like, "Well, my involvement in you going on this date is purely you asking me. That's where my involvement ends." Like, it's shitty that he was saying like I'm not going to help you, but at the same time I appreciate the fact that he was like, all you need to do is like tell me what's going to go on, and then like I will help guide you, and then like from there I'm going to leave you alone cuz you don't need me. But I mean, in that one case she did need him. But I don't know what actually ended up happening. Maybe he did help her, maybe he didn't. But you can't dwell on that too much, especially when the more important moral of the story is just like my dad gives my sister and I freedom, and in exchange, I feel like we have become much more mature, much quicker than a lot of people around us, which I appreciate. And honestly, I mean, yeah, I might have a big head for saying that about me, but like honestly, my sister, she's really picked up her act. I was never super close with my sister. Also, fucking amazing skip. Anyway, I was never really close with my sister until we moved out of my grandma's house because there was always so much tension in the house after we were both like, 11, 12, because we started wanting to be like less mommy, mommy, or Grammy, Grammy, give me everything. We wanted to start having our own like just lives. We wanted to start hanging out with our friends when we were like 13, 14, and she'd say no every time, and it would fucking suck. And there was a lot of tension. But recently, like, when she turned 15 and I turned like 16, and now that I'm 17, like, we've been a lot closer now. We've been talking a lot more, and just I respect what she has to say a lot more because I see her on her grind. Like, she goes to work for like Publix. One, she works at Publix, which is like they rarely ever make her work, so whatever. But that's just like setting herself up for the future, which I'm proud of her for doing. And she like babysits two different kids, and I know she does something else, I forget what. And she's also like finding other unique ways to make money. Like, I know that she does this one thing where she'll like give reviews, like 5-star reviews on products, and like people will pay her, and like she'll try out their products and shit. And I'm like, dude, that's actually like kind of fucking genius. And I'm proud of her. She's come a long way you know, since last time when we weren't very close. But I do think that there's still some room for improvement. Mainly something happened where she was sneaking with her boyfriend one time, right? And my dad doesn't care if they hang out, which is great. But my boyfriend's mom is, or not my boyfriend, I am not gay. My sister's boyfriend's mom is a piece of shit, and she just kind of runs around and does whatever she wants. And she's when I say she's a piece of shit, I mean she's like an actual psychopath. Like Bree, she will buy my sister things because she's like well off, just so she can use the fact that she bought something on my sister later in an argument and be like, yeah, well, I bought this for you, so like I care about you, and I'm gonna emotionally manipulate you now because I am taking care of you financially somehow. Which I think is totally fucked up, and it definitely is just fucked up. But where was I? She is a psychopath. Yeah, my sister has. Oh yeah, my sister was sneaking around with her boyfriend this one time. Basically, her boyfriend couldn't hang out because I think they got caught, like they were sitting on a couch or something. I don't know. They were sitting on a couch in her house instead of like being in a certain room where they were supposed to be. Which, like, okay, Bree, like maybe you should have listened to his mom, but like the punishment was not fit to the crime. And then my sister's boyfriend, first of all, stole his mom's car and then drove over to our house at like 4 a.m. while I'm sleeping, and she told everyone not to come into her room because she was quote unquote shifting. which I don't like. I don't even want to get into, but whatever. And then after we caught, or what's it called? My dad caught Sean. Oh God, I shouldn't have said his name. Anyway, my dad caught my sister's boyfriend, and it's really funny because they didn't he didn't catch them in the act. My sister basically told him because he talked to my sister's boyfriend's mom. And my sister's boyfriend's mom is a psychopath, and then she somehow noticed that like he stole the car in the middle of the night even though she was asleep. I don't know how that happened. And then you know, and then she called him, and my dad was pissed, because but he said, I'm not upset because like you guys did whatever you did while you were there. I'm upset because he like snook he tried to sneak over here and you lied to me. And that's why he was upset. And I was like, I appreciate the fact that that's why you're upset, honestly. Like it's fucked up that like they were doing whatever they were doing, but like it's more fucked up, completely more fucked up that they lied to my dad because my dad's a very easygoing guy, and I feel like that's the one time where like they should be punished, or my sister should be punished, because that's when you prove to my dad that you can't be well off on your own and that you can't make decisions for yourself responsibly, because obviously you're going behind people's back and sneaking things. That's very fucked up of you, you know maybe not a great thing to do. And I personally just I don't remember how he punished her. I think he like took her phone, which at the time she was super into TikTok, so I'm sure that got to her in some way. But at some point you got to stop punishing your kids by like spanking them, and you got to start punishing your kids by being like, hey, like your favorite thing, sorry, but that's gone. You know, that's just sometimes that's just a parenting moment. You know, and I say that as a 17-year-old kid. I know, and I realize, and I've never had kids, but it's pretty obvious. You don't need to be fucking Sherlock Holmes to understand that sometimes spanking a kid when they're like 6 years old, and not trying to actually hurt them, but just trying to put the concept in that like, hey, what you did was wrong. Sometimes that's very effective, and sometimes that's the only way that they can learn at that age. But then when they reach the age of like 12 to 14 and like higher, then you need to start talking to them and taking away their things, because they won't understand, or like spanking them will just like, it's a temporary punishment, but they're like, honestly, like it only costs like 3 spanks to go hang out with my boyfriend when you don't want me to. Okay, that is like, see, it's only temporary. That's a very temporary minded thing, and that works well on little kids. But then you need to start like taking things away from a little bit older kids, and it just makes sense, because then they're like, oh, I shouldn't do that because I really do not like this negative reinforcement that I'm receiving. And that's just how the cookie crumbles. Also, we fell on orange, very very sad. You know what, fuck it. Woo! Oh yeah, very cool. um I guess we'll reset. This will be the first reset. All right, guys, this is gonna be my last run. But yeah, like I was saying, sometimes you need to just start taking things away. I don't even remember what I talked about in total this whole time. I really hope I was recording this whole thing. That would suck if I wasn't. But anyway, um, where am I going with this? Yeah, I don't really feel offended if someone puts my content on to sleep. I guess it's something that I've thought about before. You know, there's this, the one YouTuber I talked about, Northern Lion. Like he put his content, or what's it called? He used to be offended when people would put his content on to sleep, and like I guess I didn't start with that stage of like, oh, my content is entertaining, but like obviously when you post 4 hour long entertainment, like obviously people are gonna be like, hey man, I like this guy's voice. I'm gonna be in the sleep gang. I'm gonna go to bed. You know what I'm saying? That's I don't even mind if I lie there, because this is honestly, for me, this is also just a stream of consciousness. I am just talking, and I'm spilling my mind out, doing whatever. Uh ow, ow, my neck. Jeez. I almost forgot that my neck hurt until I have the hiccups, and ow. Anyway, jeez. Yeah, I'm not very into my neck pain right now. So at least I didn't have to go to work today because, like, one, I didn't want to go to work. Two, I might have to call out of work tomorrow. Like, I only work 3 days in a week, and you may be like, oh, that's so easy, right? And, like, yeah, I get it. But I work Friday night until, like, 12 a.m. And then I work Saturday and Sunday for, like, 4 hours each day, which is nothing, really. It's nothing. But the problem comes in the fact that, like, I also have school. And, when I don't have school, I want to work more. So, I generally, if I see an open shift and I do not have school, I will take it because I want money. And I'm a very money motivated person, and I notice that. But I don't think it's necessarily too greedy. Like, I'm not gonna start hurting other people to get money. That will not happen. I'm not the type to, like, go in a skating rink, drop a bunch of fucking marbles on the floor, and then wait outside with, like, packed ice that costs like $1. Like, I'm not that kind of guy. Although it may be lucrative. Yeah, no, I care about other people's well being generally more than money. But my one friend keeps bringing up this this situation, and it's very funny, honestly. He's like, if would I trade one person's life for $1? Of course not. Would I trade one person's life for $5? No, no way, not gonna happen. But if I had a button that traded like one life for $1, and I clicked that button a million times, I mean, now it's starting to make sense. And I mean, I can't really say he's wrong because, like, what would I give for a life? Honestly, I feel like for 3 random lives, I would sacrifice myself. If it was painful in any way, fuck it. It'd take like 100 lives for me to sacrifice myself. But, like, even if I don't know people, I can recognize that those people exist. Those people are valid. And honestly, one person is probably, like, depending on who they are, they're probably more important than me. But in the same regard, I can understand my friend's opinion of, like, hey, I don't know these people. They basically don't exist. If I just say goodbye to, like, 1/1300th of China's population in the form of, like, a million people, then who the fuck cares? Because, like, it's such a small amount of people in relation to the world, and then also I'm rich now, so, which I guess I get. But would I do that? No way in hell. Like, I honestly would rather make my money in my own legitimate way. Um, I just personally, one, I would find it more satisfying. Two, I wouldn't have to kill a million people. So there's that added benefit of not killing a million people because that's pretty shitty. um, that's basically how that goes. Geez, for a run that's supposed to be my last run, like this is not very fast. I haven't gotten any really fast runs today. I guess my 5:25, maybe 5:26 run earlier today was pretty fast. But, like, seriously, we need to work on our times a little. But it's also because I was not really focusing. I haven't really been focusing this whole session. I've just kind of been, like, floating. Okay, okay, fast ass meteors. Tell me there's, like, another meteor. Don't make me float. I don't want to float. I don't want to float. I sound like Georgie. I don't want to float. Maybe comment, guys, next time what you want to see. Maybe you want to see a little bit of Osu gaming because you viewed my channel. Maybe you want to see a little bit of, like, not Osu. Maybe you want to see a little more getting over it with Bennett Foddy. Dude, this was such a good run. That was not enough to get us there. That was enough to get us there. Easy. Damn, that was such a good run until I boofed it. I think I may have gotten, like, a 4 or, like, maybe a 4-minute run there. Anyway, guys, thank you for viewing. I appreciate your presence. Just tell me if you liked the video, if you didn't like the video, whatever. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.